Hello, church, and happy Advent. I'm Phil Pompey, representing the Extravagant Generosity Committee, and I'm here today to invite you to partner with Hope this Advent. For those of you who might be new to the congregation, let me offer you some background on what I'm talking about. Back in 2010, our church risked something big for something good. We joined the international movement called Advent Conspiracy and began donating our entire Christmas Eve offering to organizations doing God's work in the world. For the last 10 years, thanks to your year-round generosity, we have been able to continue giving generously at Christmas time. This tradition has come to be known as Advent Generosity, to remind us that part of the way we prepare for the birth of Jesus is by aligning our hearts with His and partnering in His work to bring justice, peace, hope, joy, and love to the world. Since those early years, we have continued to increase our giving numbers and expand our impact. Last year was a banner year, where we raised more than $250,000 for 3 incredible causes. That means that this year, if things go well, we will cross the $1 million threshold in total Advent generosity giving since 2010. Over the years, we have been able to support the work of Living Water, Homeboy Industries, Freedom House, Hope's Corner, and many other amazing causes. Now, this year has been a doozy, and we recognize that some of you won't be able to give quite as much as last year due to a change in your financial situation. However, we also know that many of you have been blessed enough to continue working and saving, and do find yourselves in a position to give generously this year. The fact is that the need in our community is greater than in years past. First, the pandemic, then a summer of social unrest and political division, followed by the worst fire season on record. And here we are. Our world, our country, and our communities are hurting. If ever there was a time we needed hope, it's now. Well, that's exactly what we're offering, what we're inviting this congregation into this Advent, a partnership with hope. Each of our 2020 Advent Generosity beneficiaries was selected based on the most significant and timely needs in our corner of the world. Your gifts this Advent will contribute to a Cal Nevada Annual Conference rebuilding project up in Butte County, where funds are still needed to begin construction on the homes of 6 families who lost everything in the wildfires. Your gifts will also cover the costs for at-risk students in the Mountain View-Whisman School District, so they can participate in a distance learning pod and get the support and resources they need to continue their education in this especially difficult school year. Finally, your gifts will ensure that Compassion Week 2021 is fully funded so it can continue drawing in more of our community to participate in bold service and social justice work that strengthens partnerships and impacts thousands of our most vulnerable neighbors. And once again, we have a goal to reach for. At $260 per week, each Learning Pod scholarship, which will cover the costs of one student to take part in a Learning Pod from January through the end of the school year in June, will add up to about $5,000. We'd like to cover at least 10 scholarships. That means in total we'll need to raise $150,000. This is a courageous goal, the type of goal that most churches would probably laugh at, but not LAUMC. We can do this. We are uniquely positioned to connect the great need of many to the great work of a few amazing organizations. It will take some significant stretching, some sacrifice, some major gifts with more than a couple of zeros at the end. But with holiday travel off the table for most of us, I can't think of a more worthy cause to give to this Advent. Most of all, reaching our goal will take large-scale participation. Every dollar matters, and every dollar makes a difference. During our worship services throughout Advent, you'll see videos with more specifics about each of these beneficiaries, and I think you'll be inspired, like all of us on the committee were, to give generously in support of their work. God has been so generous to us and calls us to be generous in return. My wife Sammy and I are stretching our contribution this Advent, not because 2020 has been easy on us, but because it has been a lot easier on us than many of our neighbors. The birth of Jesus 2,000 years ago provided hope for our whole world. In the person of Jesus Christ, God came alongside humanity and taught us how to live and love so that all of creation might flourish. This Advent, we have an opportunity to partner with that God, with that hope. Won't you join us